to Follow Leader Sports with your boy. I'm your host with the most, whoever toast, Leader Johnson. So I have some things to talk about. Some major things to talk about today. Listen, Dante Allen commits to Villanova 2025. This is big. It's huge. This is something that definitely need to be talked about. I'm a little excited because Villanova has been making another good run for a second all season. They had a good all season last year, but it was more crazy. You got to understand, man. When Jay Wright leaves, then you got to, this was the class after that class. First, he had to save the class with Cam Whitmore, Brandon Hauser, and Mark Armstrong. Then the next class, he's trying to build something. His first year, right? Now this is his first recruiting class. This is his first recruiting class. The first recruiting class. This is what with Malcolm Thomas and Basage, and then you got Alexander Veligov, if I'm saying that wrong, Malcolm Thomas. Then you got Josiah Mosley. Then you got Malcolm Hodge. Excuse me, Matthew Hodge. Excuse me. Just really excited about this commitment. Dante Allen, just to give you the whole thing on it. Dante Allen was a top 100 player. Is a top 100 player, no question. Dante Allen was a 4-star on each level, certified 4-star. Everybody agreed. High level 4-star from ESPN to Rivals 247 on 3. Then you have 106 by on 3. He's number 62 by 247. He's number 50 by ESPN. He's number 98 by Rivals. And you had schools like Georgia, Tennessee, and Notre Dame after him, but the final decision came down to a 3. And you get a guy has size on 6'3", 210. So he's gonna be a big guard, physical guard. It's real big for Nova because this offseason was big. They got good transfers from Ruger Poplar to Jamar Brickis to Enoch Boxy, to Tyler Perkins. And it filled up the roster. Then you get a transfer in Chris Parker. Big time. They really had a good transfer class, way better than last year. They improved everything. And when I told you, I was talking to the coaches. Dwayne Anderson was one thing he was saying. He was like, "Man, we want guys that they really knows the difference. They want guys that's going to come in and impact." And they were looking for different schools. Ruger Poplar, the school he was at, Fresno's more than you look at what Tyler Bird and T.J. Bomber came from. They got better schools this year, and then they got more Alabama, Chris Parker, a big-time 4-star. So what that really does for Villanova is really show them up getting Dante Allen. Now, who do they get in 2025? Dante Allen was the only 2025 recruit even asked to come to Hoops Mania. Now, if I had to tell you one thing, I said this on Twitter. If I had to say one thing, if I had to say what's going on, Earl Cole, my guy Earl Cole, man, I'll be so gone. My boy is right there. I'll be so gone and doing analyst work. Forgive me, y'all, if I keep on talking. If I, but I'm so into reporting to y'all and giving y'all the news. This is big for Nova because the guy I want to say, Tamar Brown, another very, very talented center that came to visit Villanova early in the year. Villanova hasn't really stocked up on the centers. Even the last class, they missed out on Thomas Sorber. They were going after guys to try to shore it up, but never got them. So now, if you're looking at the 2025 class, the only reason I'm telling you that Villanova might just leave at that one recruit, Villanova might leave at that one recruit. We're going to come back with more Villanova. Listen, it's crazy. But I wanted to start off with that. Now, the big thing I wanted to talk about was Mitchkov. I didn't get to do my flyer in the flyer post game, which I usually do, which I'm gonna do tomorrow with the Kraken. Shout out to Mitchkov and the whole crew. You just saw Earl Cole say what's up. Matt Bay Mitchkov is for real. With your first debut of goals, you get two, and then you look at the game. They went against the Edmonton Oilers. They did a good job last year. You look at the Vancouver Canucks, right? The Vancouver Canucks. They had a good year last year. So they beat the Canucks. They almost beat the Oilers. Like this team is already starting out early and competitive. But Joel Fairby was impacting. Sean Cartier is getting the fights. He's letting people know. Joe Fairby, Morgan Frost, Zamula had an assist in that game. Urson had 29 saves. He had 29. So he had more than he had more than the goalie with the Edmonton Oilers. I forget his name. Stuart Skinner. That's his name. Stuart Skinner. He had more than Stuart Skinner. It was a good goalie battle. It was a good battle. Got to overtime again. There's 2 overtimes with 2 good teams. Last time they won with Morgan Frost hitting the wrist shot, but this time it just didn't go like that. So I mean, listen, this is good to see Mitch Cole get those goals. He's good as advertised, man. He's not even slacked off. As soon as he stepped foot on the ice, this man been impacting. So I got all the love for him. I think he's gonna be a superstar in Philly. I just think he's gonna be a superstar. We want to talk about the Eagles. That's another thing I want to get to the Eagles. Eagles Browns. We didn't get your shout out to Cool K Connors and Alex Wright. Tomorrow we will be on Blitz Tape and break down even more. But they won 20-16. People, they didn't look that good. The pressure in Philly is crazy. If you're a winning team, it's crazy. One thing I want to say, Sirianni had an 11-6 season last year. I know he was 1-5, whatever, but he still was 11-6. Would you rather him be losing, not so consistently, or going to 1-5 and still being 11-6? He just ended up being 11-6. The team just wasn't prepared. Coaches wasn't good. You got to put it on the coordinators because right now they're 3-2, right? But you got to understand what's going on. This team never had to depend on AJ Brown and Devontae Smith without them not being there, man. People is tripping. I'm gonna say this tomorrow on Blitz Tape. The Philadelphia Eagles are 2-0. 2-0. 2-0, man. Welcome to Follow Your Sports. Anybody that came in, 2-0 with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith this year. So I'm not really going with the pressure on Nick Sirianni. We're gonna see what happens. You said he did something wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. Philadelphia Eagle fans are crazy. They can get ignorant. They can get damn right crazy. So why are you gonna like Nick Sirianni shouting back at you? And Ben Simmons just left. Nick Sirianni's a soldier. And I think this year, after it's all said and done, when the 17 games is over, you're going to see how Nick Sirianni and everybody going to love him. Everybody in Philly going to love him just because he's a fighter. This is how Philly is. So this man has won. He's been in the playoffs. He's been in the Super Bowl, so it's time to let him do his thing. Like, I just feel like the pressure is crazy. You got, we have the Giants. This is it. This was that game. I don't think nobody's looking at. And then if you're looking at New York, they got the good defense. They're sacking. But if you look at New York, man, I don't think the receivers. This team is not ready for Philly, and Philly is still licking their chops. They ain't had that blowout game yet, and I think last year the blowout game they had was against the Miami Dolphins, and that was impressive. But this team is better with Barkley. This is a whole other team. And if you're talking about the defense, that's what needs to just prove itself. But as you can see, just like any defense that's young and with players and has to keep playing, they've had up and down. Been up and down. And just last game, you saw just how dominant they can be. Then they finally came with the sacks, what everybody been waiting for. So Nolan Smith got a sack. Cooper DeJean, you seen what he's about. You seen it. You seen it. Quinion Mitchell is still being dominant. Um, Bryce Huff also got a sniffing. So this Vic Fangio is a vet, so he's going to figure this out. He's been a successful defensive coordinator, so he's going to figure all this out anyway. He's going to figure this out. He's going to figure this out. That's just how it's going to go down. Kellen Moore has been here before. He's had high octane offenses. He's highly recommended. This is a good coaching staff. People want things to happen too quick because now with the Eagle fan base and how it is now, I'm gonna talk more about this because I'm gonna cut it in tomorrow, 9:30 on Blitz Take. Cool Cat Connors, Alex Wright, Hardcore Sports Network's Blitz Take, Broad Street Blitz Take. I'm gonna talk more about the just how unfair to me things are. You know, Cool Cat Connors is one of the best hosts out there. Alex Wright, very smart guy, and Hardcore Sports Network has everybody's just so smart, right? So let's talk about this Blitz Take. I want everybody to listen to me, even people that if you disagree with me, even with Hardcore Sports Network, everybody. I'm talking to Mitch. Listen, don't you feel that they are putting too much pressure on Nick? If you're Eagle fans and you're in here, I'm talking about sports. Even listen, big simple. Listen to me. This man came in. I'm calling out hosts. I know Denise and them, y'all got to be football fans. Y'all in the wrestling. Listen, I want to be real about this because I'm a little getting sick of this. I'm getting a little sick of this. I understand the emotion and the feeling and the heart. I understand, but Nick Sirianni went to the playoffs 9-8 with Jalen Hurts not even fully developed. Everybody still criticized him, put him in the playoffs. Then they went to the Super Bowl, and then it was 11-6. Now, this is the most pressure I ever seen from a person in this type of mode, like getting records like this. And then Nick Sirianni, came like it's crazy. It's kind of how they ran Doug Peterson out, but a little different. No, it's a little different. Um, Doug got the Super Bowl, and then Carson was going down, so that kind of took him down because I think he just wanted Doug wanted vets. He wanted the vets, and Howie wanted to be young. So things got different. That's all that was. But Howie likes Nick, and Nick is a tough guy. He's gonna win games. I think the toughness in him is getting me more because he don't care what nobody's saying, and he go out there, boom, win. Then you say, oh, well, he only winning by 4. What happened? Any given Sunday, guys weren't just having a good game. But analysts are paid to talk. This is what we do. Video analyst. I say sports video analyst because people say YouTube knows. Laura Brunson is a sports video analyst. He's a sports analyst. Give him his right stuff. Give Simone Stanley. I don't like the YouTube and no. Everybody's sports video analyst. Always have the visuals. Be visual all the time. So shout out to Laura Brunson and Simone Stanley. Always doing their thing. So listen, I'm a little done with that. Like I'll take everybody's opinions and respect them, but it's crazy. I think he's tough and he's doing this thing, and I think people are like, oh, he shouldn't have spoke up with the crowd. Who are we? Who are y'all to say this man can't speak up against y'all? But we have to take this. They have to answer the questions to the media. They have to. It could be a fine. So let them boys talk during the game. All right. And then they won. How about that one? The Sixers, to talk about what's been going on, the one game they just played against the Brooklyn Nets. And it's crazy because I'm gonna let you know. It's preseason. And I'm gonna tell you what you look for in the preseason. I'm gonna tell you what you look for in the preseason. Hello. Almost sneezed. Excuse me. I know y'all bless me, but listen. Looking at this game and just looking at the preseason, look how they've been playing. They've been really together. They've been coming together as a unit. As a unit, they pass the ball. A lot of people can hit outside shots. Alley oops above the rim, Drummond hitting threes, KJ Martin with alley oops, Joe Robicelli with alley oops, Robicelli hitting, Gershon hitting 3-pointer, Jared McCain showing it. And we're not even talking about the stars. I mean, Paul George came to shine his light. You've seen Tyrese Maxey make his wave. And I think they might sit him out now. But all these guys, Kyle, everybody showing their stuff. This is what they can do in the season. Then you look at Justin Edwards. Bona is playing with comfortable. I think this whole team is going to be so fluid. I might be more surprised than I predicted. Looking at them playing against the Brooklyn Nets, it's crazy. It's a little crazy. I mean, how they were moving together, how that was happening. Like, it was crazy. Like, Robicelli has been going out hitting jump shots and getting passes, and people penetrating. Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon hitting outside shots. Like, everybody, you just have to pay attention to this team. You can't say it's the preseason when these guys are vets. These are vets and they have to hit these shots. And I got a lot of love for how Nick Nurse coaches. He brings the best out of everybody. I've been watching Philadelphia since at least 1990. All right, Barkley was in the league. They had Ron Anderson, Armand Gilliam, Hersey Hawkins, Johnny Dawkins, Charles Shackelford, Manute Bol. It was time they had Jeff Rulin. But listen, this team with Embiid at least, just with Embiid. This team with Embiid is the best team Embiid ever had. And these guys all can get you. Think about it. You got Kyle Lowry, Reggie Jackson, and Eric Gordon. You got a 3-guard rotation on the bench. So you can spread it out. I'm telling you, Gordon gonna get some small forward time. He already look big enough to be a small forward. It's crazy to see just how good this squad is coming together and shooting. So KJ Martin, listen, I keep on saying this. KJ Martin can mess around and not get traded. I'm just saying, think about it. If you got a guy that can, play above the rim, alley oops, hit 3-pointers, drive to the basket, post you up, young buck. If you got a guy like that, then we talking crazy about a guy that can not even be traded. And then if you look on the bench, you're looking at Gershon, looking at KJ Martin and Council. Them 3 guys could be up for some trades. Because they are good. They are real, real good. So them 3 guys right there could be included in trades. There's like nothing you could do about it. Like, Philadelphia's in a good position. They got first-round picks, and they got guys on the bench. They got super deep with Jared McCain doing what he's doing. Justin Edwards. Look at Justin Edwards. Look at Justin Edwards. Justin Edwards is coming in, and he's looking. Listen, I keep on saying this. He's 6'8", just like Paul George. The man can ball. He's from Philadelphia, okay? He was number 3 in the country. He's a 5-star. Went to Kentucky. He should have been drafted. Now Philly has him. It's like a big steal. He could be the best talent, even though McCain is doing what he's doing. Bona looking good. But Edwards could be the most talented prospect they had in this whole draft. He's 19. You look at what he did. Just look. I went back and looked at the film because I watched the games, the whole game. And I was, liking what I saw. But Justin Edwards was balling, looking good for a 19-year-old. And Philadelphia can have him learn from Paul George. They both the same size. They kind of like the same type of player, Justin Edwards and Paul George. They're kind of like the same type of player. Justin Edwards and Paul George are kind of like the same type of player, and he could learn from him. I'm talking about you looking at the next in 5 years, we could be talking about Justin Edwards being the next guy. I think he could definitely get a contract, or he can go somewhere else. But he's so talented, so talented. Um, just Lester Quinones, that's crazy. Lester Quinones, you know what? That's a sleeper pickup. He's gonna have a good time in the G League with the Delaware 87ers. I mean, with Delaware Blue Coats. Like Quinones has a great stroke, can really shoot the ball. Good shooter. So you're looking at Quinones, right? Look at Quinones. And you look at how he shoots, how he's shooting in the preseason. Look at the games. Look at how he's shooting in the preseason. Like he could really be a weapon. Like they ain't gonna worry about too many injuries. Jeff Dowden, another guy that is he's so consistent. He's still him and Council are just as productive. Then you got Quinones. Like if you look at the top to bottom, then I don't know what's going to happen with Mobley or Mintz. But they're working hard. I know Mintz is definitely working hard, and Mobley's real talented. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I know for sure that they have all the answers to their questions. Who's going to be the power forward center? It's just how they're going to make this roster. How are they going to shovel this roster to the next 5 years? They can have Wabaseli be the future at power forward. He definitely has all the talent. He can play above the rim. He can play defense. He can shoot the three. He's definitely a player. Like it's crazy. Then you got KJ Martin. I mean, what if they decide him? He's a guy that plays above the rim, can shoot from. He can do the same thing. Very fast and quick, slimmer, but the same at the four. Then you're talking about the four. What are we talking about? Could be Aubrey. Aubrey got the contract, right? So does he stay there? Somebody was telling me Khalid, they're not going to do that. I don't see why y'all even thought that was going to be because he played power forward in Miami. I don't think no other team would have did that. I mean, you could still put him there for certain lineups, but that's not his. If you're looking at the Sixers lineup, how about that? Why would you think Khalid Martin would be the power forward and they will move Aubrey from the front court to the back court? It just doesn't make sense. So, and the way Martin's been playing in the preseason, it's showing give him a little bit of time. But I think Martin's going to be one of those guys. You're gonna have to listen. He could be better than advertised. Like he's athletic. He can play defense. He's his energy all around the court. He can pass the ball. He can ball handler. Like he's really gonna be a problem. They're not gonna know what to do with this guy. Like he has a lot of the energy. Then you got Aubrey, same thing. You got those two guys with the big three. That is a crazy five, and it's underrated because right now, if you're looking at New York, you want to say, well, New York has a better five. Martin hasn't came out and did his thing yet. Aubrey just got that contract, appreciative, wants to be a Sixer for life. He's about to show the next level of his evolution and talent, and then you're looking on the bench and you're talking about Eric Gordon and Reggie Jackson and Kyle Lowry and Andre Drummond on the bench. You start with that, but then you know what you know about Ricky Council. You know what you know about Baselli. Just looking at KJ Martin. This is your bench. I think the bench is going to be the most dangerous thing about this team. Um, the most dangerous thing about this team for sure could be this bench. That's a little crazy. I mean, you're looking at just how athletic they are, the type of team they are. This team, I mean, who's gonna be the championship, right? You look at Philadelphia, you look at Boston, and then you look at New York. I get the East is so packed with all types of. Then Milwaukee's another team you're looking at with Dame Lillard and Guinness that could be crazy. Could be crazy. This could be another team that could be in the finals. So But if you look over there in the West, Minnesota's looking good because Anthony Edwards just looked like a guy that's going to take this team to another level. I don't believe in the Clippers. I don't believe in them, man. I do not believe in the Clippers. The Lakers, you know what? We talking about LeBron, and I'm gonna tell you a sleeper thing that could happen with this season. If LeBron falls back and he's so motivated to let his son see some winning in basketball, LeBron could be so motivated to want his son to see some winning in LA that him and Bron, this Laker team could end up being one of the final four teams. I wouldn't be surprised if we talking about the finals. The motivation to let his son see him win is a sleeper thing in the NBA this season. If we're talking about the winners, Denver's definitely there. Minnesota, um, Memphis is a sleeper because with Zach Edey, I'm all on that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go with that. Now, um, the Eagles play the Giants. I just say this, man. I've been picking blowouts and they don't happen. So I'm gonna do it again because eventually this is gonna happen. The roster is just built like that, and not too many teams can match up to that. So eventually, like I told y'all, after 7 games, the 8th game, you're gonna see something from the. No matter where they at after 7 games, and they're about to be 4-2 if they win this. So we're talking about the next game is 5-2, and we're talking about just a couple more weeks. I think they blow them out, probably 38-10. I'm looking for that. I mean, I like they say. I'm not, Philly's been good with their line, so I'm not really worried about aggressive defense. I'm not worried about them. Philly's got, if not the best line, definitely one of the top 3 lines. So I think we're not worried about defenses getting to Hurts, and Hurts can come out the pocket. So he's dangerous anyway. So that's a little different. Looking at the Sixers, looking at the Eagles, talked about the Flyers, but now we got to go deep into Villanova. This is crazy because if you're looking at I said the 2026 draft, right? I said 2026. I was talking about that. 2026 draft, Luca Foster, Julius Avent, and Jaden Hodge. They love the Hodge boys. They definitely want his brother. Definitely a priority. Avent has been one of the big priorities for a long time. And Luca Foster on multiple visits. And he was at Hoosmania. This is a guy that they want. So 2026 is something to definitely look at and see those 3 guys to be the pinpoint of what they're going to get in recruiting. Right now, I'm just telling you, don't be surprised if it end up like the Jordan Dumont recruiting class or the Trey Patterson recruiting class where it was only one guy. Because in this generation, you're talking about transfers, you're talking about recruits. It's a little different, man. It's just difficult to go get a class when you don't know who you're keeping. And right now, Villanova's whole roster is full, and to get it, Dante Allen to commit is super huge because now, like a lot of people got 2025 recruits, they have one, and it was one of their priority guys, and he's a Villanova legacy. This is a big recruit. This is big for their whole. Look at 2024 class, good class. Look at 2025 getting Dante Allen. And then you look at the transfer class, was crazy with Chris Parker. Tyler Perkins has more time on him. You still got a Galligolf that has a Gavalligolf, excuse me, that still has he just the 2024 recruiting class. Then you're talking about Josiah Mosley and Malcolm Hodge and Malcolm Thomas. All those guys being a part of this recruiting class, this new recruiting class coming up. Then you get Dante Allen. So this is big. So I think after this, they could get a Tamar Brown. I'm just saying because they ain't really. The Njoku has a year after this, and then Boxy is I think his stock is gonna go up. I think Boxy stock goes up with this team. He's just athletic. He's just the center that they're looking for. He isn't a 3-point shooter. He can shoot free throws, but he's the center that you would look for. And I think he's the one guy out of this Eric Dixon, as far as intangibles, shoot, IQ, all that. But Boxy is real athletic, can rebound, block shots. And if he can get a double double this season, 10-10. If he can get 10-10 this season, just watch for that. If he can get 10-8 or 10-9, if he can get double figures this year, and if he gets 9-9, right, and this team goes deep, that's when they start looking at him like how they looked at Spellman. The fact that Villanova went deep, the fact they went deep, yeah, the fact Villanova went deep made Spellman because they was already looking at him anyway. When he came in and he had the academic and eligibility, and then Amari Spellman all of a sudden. I mean, he was already attracting people, just like Jalen Brunson was from high school. But Amari Spellman ended up, once they made the run, everybody got to look. 6 people was looked at as draft picks. It was big. Villanova lost a lot of people that year. So um, I feel like Boxy's one of those guys, and popular, athletic. All they got to do is win. And Woogel's going to get picked. And then you look at Jameer Brickers. He's 5'11", but he's a heck of a scorer. I can see G League for him. I mean, I don't want. It just depends on how much he does. I've seen big time scores with his size, and then they don't get picked up. That's just how they are. Guys with his size, they just don't get picked up. So we'll see what it is with Brickers. I see G League on that way. Just to be respectfully honest, I see G League with him. Dixon, he can go second or he can go first round. Boxy goes there because he's 6'11". 6'11", his size, but 6'7". Dixon could be a first round, no question though. This is a very talented draft, and so it could be real hard for him to really reach there. It has to be something like athleticism, and But Boxy could be like another Adam Boner. He can end up getting drafted in the second round, could be in another Boner because he's in that mode. He has the athletic ability. Um, Another player that I keep saying Longino, Jordan Longino. Listen, he has everything. He can do it. He's a top 50 player when he's recruited. Um, this is his time, and I think people are going to be surprised because he's been hurt, but he can really play. And looking at how he shoots, how he was looking at the blue white scrimmage game, how he's shooting a 3-point stroke, like he's longer, he can play D. They're letting him bring the ball up, like being a point forward. That's going to be big. And then it's the Longino and Dixon experience together. They have a 1-2-3 this year. I think Longino, Dixon, and no question, I think Woogle will be their third guy. Woogle will be their third guy, just the leadership, just the, you know, being seniors, athletic ability. That's the 1-2-3. Jordan Longino, Eric Dixon, and Woogle Poplar is that 1-2-3. And they finally got it with this unit, with this roster. They finally got a 1-2-3, like when they won the championship. Every year they would have a 1-2-3. When they won a championship their first year, you're looking at Archie Diacono, Oshefu, and I would have to say Josh Hart that year. And then you're looking at and then they always hit somebody off the bench. Phil Booth was a man off the bench. That's what saved them in 2016 and 2018. The 1-2-3 was Brunson, Bridges, and I might have to say Phil Booth. Phil Booth, because he was the vet. That was the 1-2-3. They had a squad, and you had Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench, just big. And I think this year, man, it looks like that. And off the bench, Tyler Perkins is going to be that guy. He's going to get a lot of time. He can handle the rock. He know how to hit the step back jumpers. He's going to be a problem when they bring him in. He's going to be a problem. I see a lot of stuff going. If we're talking about recruiting, once again, it's a lot of people to watch out for. Next follow leaders, I'm gonna have updates on recruiting. And the one thing I'm definitely gonna say, Dante, 2025 could be over. Man, 2025 could be done, man. They got enough people on the roster. They got enough ballers. I think it's over. But 2020, just to go for 2026, if you look at how many 2026 recruits was even at Hoops Mania in 2027, it was only one 2025 recruit, and that was Dante Allen. They got their commitment. That was their priority target. That's what they wanted. Um, man, it's been good talking to y'all, man. Sitting down, giving y'all, what I feel. How Dante Allen gonna be there? Could be that guard next year. I mean, I think it'll be Perkins and then Allen coming off the bench. But I think Allen's going to get immediate time, immediately. First year. I see him getting that time. Like I said, Perkins is there. Size is there. That's a good three guard rotation already. So looks good. Holla at y'all later, man. It's been good talking to y'all, man. Watch the fly. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, man. I'm gonna get at y'all, man. It's Follow Leader. I'm out, man.